We're going to head back now to Sports Director Derek Forrest. Derek, obviously, big happenings taking place here in the district. The Commanders have a new head coach. He is Dan Quinn, the former defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. Derek, is he the right guy?
Well, we're all hoping that he's the right guy, right? We won't know until the season actually begins and games start to be played. We see talent on the field, but he's definitely got the accolades for it. And obviously, the Commanders thought so too, because they interviewed him for this head coaching position twice before making this hire, even though there was a lot of speculation that Ben Johnson could be the guy. But when you look at what Dan Quinn's been able to do over the last couple of years, I mean, this past year with the Dallas Cowboys, they had the fifth-ranked scoring defense. He's obviously a defensive guy, has been a defensive coordinator for multiple years within the NFL. Everybody goes back to that Patriot loss in the Super Bowl when he was with the Falcons, where they blew that lead. But he also did win a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator in 2014 with the Seattle Seahawks, and they beat the Denver Broncos 43-8. So talk about an outstanding defensive guy, right? Again, the defensive coordinator that year. So hopefully he can bring some much needed knowledge to the defense. He will obviously hire a defensive coordinator, but the way the defense played this year, there definitely needs to be some type of turnaround with the Commanders, and Dan Quinn could be the guy that leads the charge into this new era. This Josh Harris as the owner, Adam Peters as the general manager, and now Dan Quinn is your head coach.
Director, you talked about the Falcons blowing that lead to the Patriots. I remember watching that game, and I was just in awe at how the game just completely turned around. That comes in the question, I know it was a long time ago, but what comes in the question is the decision-making in real time. That could be a concern among Commanders fans. Do you think that's fair or unfair? Because we all evolve.
I think it's a little unfair because obviously everyone likes to play Monday morning quarterback, right? Especially in that Super Bowl, they did that. And especially with Dallas, they've done that as well over the last couple of years because Dallas has gone to the postseason the last couple of years and not able to get out of that first round. So you get a little bit of recency bias, but you also want to trust the process with, again, Adam Peters and Josh Harris. That's the slogan they've kind of been going by. They seem to have been doing everything the right way so far. Adam Peters was the hotshot GM that everybody was looking to go after. So now you kind of trust that process. The Senior Bowl is this week. The draft is in April. They've got $80 million under the salary cap. They've got a ton of picks. They've got the second-round pick in the NFL draft this year. You assume that they're going to go with a quarterback, but you never know. So there's a lot of other pieces that still need to be filled in terms of this equation, but it seems like they're headed in the right direction.
You talk about the right direction, Derek, and there's still a lot of momentum about the Josh Harris group taking over ownership. Do you think that this continues the momentum, and should fans give the Harris group the benefit of the doubt and give them some time to see if they can turn this around?
Yeah, for sure. I think fans jumped on the Ben Johnson bandwagon because that's what everybody heard was the favorite for this position. Everybody likes the young, hotshot, up-and-coming guy, but Ben Johnson doesn't have the head coaching experience. Dan Quinn does, and you hope that that can help when you're trying to turn around a program who hasn't been to the Super Bowl since, what, 1992? So 32 years now we're looking at. So that's the goal for this team. And again, they're hoping that the right piece is here. And again, only time will really tell in terms of what this will be like in the future in terms of how they play next season and they get on the field.
Derek Forrest, Sports Director, you sound like a general manager, my friend. Thank you very much for taking time out. We're going to have fan reaction coming up later on DC News Now. For Derek, again, thank you, my friend.